Welcome to the Selling from the Heart podcast on the From the Heart Business Network. You've joined a global movement of sales professionals who are dedicated to being authentic and building trust. We call it Selling from the Heart. Together, we're on a mission to bring sincerity and substance to the sales profession we all love. Get ready to be inspired and equipped as we join our hosts, Larry Levine and Darrell Amy.
If you're a high-performing salesperson, you know your time is your most valuable asset. So why waste it on tasks that someone else could handle even better? That's where our friends at Work Better Now come in.
Work Better Now virtual assistants are specially trained to help sales professionals like you fully leverage your time. Imagine offloading administrative work, calendar management, data entry, and follow-ups so you can focus on what you do best, building relationships and closing deals.
With a dedicated assistant at your side, you'll have the bandwidth to grow your pipeline, strengthen client connections, and crush your sales goals.
It's simple. Free up your time, maximize your impact. Let Work Better Now help you work smarter, not harder. Your sales career deserves this game-changing advantage.
Visit workbetternow.com today to learn more and get started, because your time isn't just money, it's everything. Hello and welcome back to the Selling from the Heart podcast. Your co-host, Darrell Amy, here today with Larry Levine. What's going on, Larry?
It's another great day here. You know what? One of the highlights of my day is when we get the podcast, and today we're all in for a treat, Darrell.
We got the Sales Bible right here with Dr. Zaid. I'm so excited about this conversation. Hey, thank you to everyone who's joining us at this incredible community of sales professionals that are dedicated to being genuine, being authentic, building trust all over the world. It's this Selling from the Heart community that makes this podcast so special, this movement of authenticity and trust right here in the sales profession we all love.
You know, absolutely. And before we get rolling, I just have to give a special shout out to Brian Peters. And Brian, I know you listen to the podcast or you watch it and you're active in our community. I just want to say thank you. He actually goes, "Hey, can you send one of your books to my CEO?" So hats off. Thank you. Book's on its way, Brian.
I love it. I love it. Well, today we're honored to welcome a true master of persuasion, known around the globe as Doctor Persuasion, Dr. Yaniv Zaid. Dr. Zaid is an international author, economist, mediator, realtor, attorney, and global business consultant with over 20 years in success in helping business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and organizations of every size maximize income and build unshakable authority. He is the author of over 11 bestsellers, including Creative Marketing and the 21st Century Sales Bible, his latest release. These books have redefined how professionals approach marketing, sales, and influence in today's competitive world. And guess what? He's here with us in the studio today. Dr. Zaid, welcome to Selling from the Heart. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's great being here. I heard many chapters, many episodes in your podcast, and I enjoyed it. So it's a privilege for me to be here.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dr. Zaid, as we get started, you know the question that every guest on the Selling from the Heart podcast answers. And that is, what does it mean to you when you hear the words selling from the heart?
Selling from the heart, meaning love your clients. Love your clients. I think the principle number one in sales is to love your clients, to love people. If you don't love people, it's very hard for you to be good at sales, also in marketing and service, but especially in sales. And like I said, to speakers, you need to love your audience in order for them to love you. So if you're in sales, you need to love your other side, your customers. And if you love them, then you show real interest in them. Then you are very curious about them. Then you try to identify the real interest and real problems. And you can do it authentically only if you love them, only if you care about them, and only if you would like to have a long-term relationship with them.
Oh, this is so good. I heard the L word right away. Love your clients. You got to expand on this because we don't bring enough of this into the sales world. And here's where I'm going with this is we use the love word in our personal lives all the time.
Yeah.
Love our friends. We love our family. We love our significant other, our kids, and so forth. Why is this so much of a struggle to bring the love word into sales and business? I'm just curious.
Because I think you talk about authenticity a lot. So if you bring yourself to sales conversation, then you treat the other side like they are your own family. You don't consult them with something you wouldn't do. You don't tell them to bet on their money if you didn't bet on your money in those cases. So you treat them like your community, whether if you are self-employed or employees, and you are in sales, you would like to create a community of raving fans, and you would like to grow it all the time. And when we talk about community, you talk about people that they will know you, love you, and trust you, and you would treat them like you treat your friends and family. You won't give them lousy advices. You won't sell them something they don't want, whether it's a service or product. So for me, if you love your family, you love your friends, you also need to love your clients because they are also part of your community. And if you love a client, they will feel it, especially in today's world. I think in 2025, when we recorded, people they got let's say they get or they have let's call it fake radar or bullshit radar. They know when you're authentic and when you're not, when you truly care for them and when you don't. And if you truly care for them, they will see it, they will identify it, they will buy from you, they will choose you, and they will talk about you. They will create viral marketing for you. They will come your raving fans and your great ambassadors for you.
Know, love, and trust. So spot on. That's great. Well, Dr. Zaid, congratulations on the release of another bestseller, the 21st Century Sales Bible. What changed from the original Sales Bible you wrote? What are some of the big things that you think have changed in sales that you think are really, really critical for our audience?
I've been doing it. I've been teaching sales for 22 years now, but I'm 48 years old, and I deal with sales ever since I was 12 years old. Okay, so many years, many decades, and I think sales methods they changed dramatically. First of all, today I think we're handling inspiration and not desperation. So if you talk to clients, if 10, 15 years ago we would hurt them, and tell them how didn't you use so far our product or service? How did you live with yourself or something like that? And you gave them a desperation, and then they will feel lousy and then will buy from you. Today we're talking about inspiration. That I'm not judging you for what you did in the past. If you didn't use my service or my product, or you didn't do what I needed to do, but let's talk about the future. How can you improve your life? So today we're talking about inspiration. Second change is that you talk about a lot in your podcast about authenticity. So I think today you need to be. I always tell my clients, you need to be Batman and not Superman. Now, what is the difference? Batman and Superman, they're both superheroes and they both look like human beings, but Superman actually came from another planet. So if Superman will deliver a workshop how to fly, and I will buy a VIP ticket and I will sit in the first row, and it will tell me exactly what to do. Go to the highest tower, go to the roof, check the wind, check your first step. I will do exactly what he says. I'm still going to fall because he came from another planet. I can actually be Superman. But Batman will deliver the same workshop, how to fly, or will buy the ticket for the first row, and then will tell me, Yaniv, you and I were alike. Actually I had a shittier life because the Joker murdered my parents when I was a kid, and I fell into a cave and was afraid of bats and I afraid of darkness. But then I taught myself how to fly, and let me teach you. So this guy I can relate to, So if we try as salesperson to describe everything is perfect, the product is perfect, the service is perfect, all the clients are happy with us, I'm perfect, we're in the social media era, so everyone there is the Facebook illusion that everyone's life is so perfect, So if everything is perfect, then I can't relate to you because my life aren't perfect, So if you describe, some expertise that you have, problems you had with the product and how you solve them, stories about other clients, stories about failures, okay? And you will explain to the client, then they can be assured that you are confident with what you sell, and you already learned from your experience, and then you can teach them. So don't try to be Superman, be Batman, be authentic, tell stories. And people love to hear stories about failures, not just successes. So if 10, 15 years ago, we just focused on social proofs, and track record and success stories, today we also focus about failures, and people love it, especially in sales.
I'm so glad in the very beginning of this that you used the word inspiration.
Yeah.
It's huge because there's a massive difference between motivating your clients or your future clients and inspiring them or breathing life into them. You just got to peel this back some more. Is why is inspiration? So here we are, 2025. Why is inspiration so important, and why must it be brought to the forefront if you want to become a successful seller today?
Because people would like to be the best version of themselves, and they try all the time to seek for role models, but again, not perfect role models, because nobody is perfect. And if you talk to people and you tell them, okay, so what you achieved so far, it's great, but let me show you how you can improve your life, improve your career, improve your results, or something like that, then first of all, you don't judge them for the past. So this is desperation, but you tell them, let's look at the future. So it's inspiration. And then they can relate to it, because then they can say, okay, no matter what I did in the past, now I met Yaniv, he offers me, a service or product or something like that. Okay, it can improve my life. So everyone would like to be a better version of themselves. I think we are in a very competitive era. Everyone sees everyone, on social media, and everyone's life looks so perfect. So if I meet someone and say, okay, you have some goals, I can help you with my product or service to reach those goals. It won't be easy. It won't be in a minute or short or something like that. But we can do it. Then they can follow me. Okay, and there is a lineup of lectures, of presentations, speaking gigs in high-tech companies. It's called Fuck Up Nights. I don't know if you know it. Fuck Up Nights is entrepreneurs telling other entrepreneurs about their failures, about the road they did. So usually there is a twist, because usually it's in my first company, I lost $100 million of investors. My second company, I got divorced and bankrupt. And my third company is PayPal, something like that. So it's usually, it's usually failure, success. Yes.
Yes.
But you won't hear stories like, in my first company, I lost $100 million of investors. My second company, I got bankrupt, and today I'm homeless, living with my parents, something like that. Usually, it's failure, success. But entrepreneurs, they love hearing other entrepreneurs talking about their failures, about the road they did. And this is how we can inspire other people, because they can follow our roadmap and do their own mistakes or their own success, but they will be inspired by us.
Well, I think this is so powerful. This principle of being. I mean, we talk obviously a lot here at Selling from the Heart about being authentic, personally, authentically sharing, and all of those things. I think there's a temptation and a tendency in the world of sales to go, look, I don't want to talk about failure. I don't want to talk about when things didn't quite work out right. That's not going to be helpful to building my case. But the reality is, everybody knows that nothing works 100% of the time. And someone that comes and says this works 100% of the time, it always has, always will. It's really, really hard to trust. I like this concept of bringing some level of vulnerability into it, in terms of, hey, we've learned along the way and all of that. That's incredibly powerful. What else are you learning in this journey? This is super fascinating. What are some of the other things that you've been learning that have shifted in sales since the initial release?
So people that always look for experts, when there is an era of much information, lots of information online, they're looking for experts. And if you're talking about AI now, where we're dealing with AI, so I always say that if you are mediocre in sales, then AI can replace you. There are automations, there are many automatic emails, automatic messages, automatic conversations, etc. But if you are great at what you do, and if you're an expert, then AI can replace you. So the choice, if you're talking about sales, you can excel in sales, and the choice is whether AI will be your friend, and I can use AI, ChatGPT, whatever, to improve myself as a salesperson, and to have AI as my background or as my rebound, or I will be mediocre, then AI will replace me, because if I'm mediocre and I'm not good with people, for example, then AI will replace me. I think great salesperson, they still got let's call it the secret ingredient of communication skills that AI doesn't have yet. Okay, so if you excel in sales, then AI will replace you. And it's even in the digital era, people still like the personal touch, the personal connection, the personal attention. And if you provide it to people, and if you learn about people, and you're curious about them, and you gather the data, and you use the data, then they will buy from you, not from others. And you will see in many call centers, many companies, that most of the communication with clients is automatic, and also with AI. but still they need a person. So you need to be the best version of yourself as a salesperson, and you need to improve your communication skills, even in the digital era, because today people, they got the tendency of I call it staying behind the computer, staying behind the keyboard. They just write you a message instead of calling you, call you instead of meet you by Zoom instead of meet you face to face. But no, we need to have a call to action. We need to put ourselves out there in front of clients, even in the digital era, and then we can use AI as our backup, to follow up or something like that.
Hey, what's really interesting about this is, and I encourage this, and I know y'all are going to support this, and our community is going to support this, is the time where great salespeople will step in front of technology and not hide behind technology.
Yeah.
And to play on this tech and AI just for a bit, because it's so woven in our society now in a very short period of time. Here's what I know. Tech and AI doesn't have a heartbeat. Humans have a heartbeat. We gotta get back to some of this. It's so funny because tech and AI have been brought to the forefront by humans who have a heartbeat, but yet we're hiding behind AI and tech stacks, which is dehumanizing us, which is completely interesting. My 2 cents on this, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, I think we need to be experts at what we do. No matter what you sell, you're not salesperson. You're an expert in the area that you sell in. It's my definition for experts. By the way, it's very wide, because, for example, if you go to a restaurant and the waitress comes and ask us what do we need to eat, and we don't have much time, we don't know the restaurant, so immediately we'll ask her, what do you recommend right now? Why we ask her that? Because she represents the restaurant, right? Not me, and we don't know her. Maybe I'm 48 years old, maybe she's 21 years old or something like that. But immediately we ask her, what do you recommend? Why? Because in this restaurant she's the expert, because she knows the menu. We don't know the menu. Now, if she recommends something, and maybe she will say, this is the dish that most people order. I love this dish or something like that, social proof. Then we immediately we'll choose this dish and we'll be happy. And even if we know in the subconscious level that this is maybe the most expensive dish in the restaurant, or maybe the chef told her this morning, if someone asks for something, ask the steak, because otherwise we have some steaks in the warehouse, something like that. So I will choose because she's the expert. So people, the default is ask for experts. So if they see me as an expert in what I do, they will buy from me. They will talk about me. They will talk more about me. They will create a viral marketing for me. They will become great ambassadors for me. They will argue with me less because I'm an expert. They are not, and let's call it, they are willing to pay more because they buy from an expert or because they buy some brand. So you need to be an expert in what you do. How to do it, by the way, one of the ways today is to create lots of content about this, not just sell. So people won't just hear you when you try to sell them something, but they will, hear you, read your articles, read your posts, see some videos of you. We talked about know, like, trust. So they get to know you, they like you, they trust you, even if they didn't buy from you yet, because they saw some movie or some video and they saw, oh, I like this guy, or they saw me on stage, or they read my book or something like that, and then they say, oh, I like this guy, I trust this guy, I'm willing to buy from this guy.
Well, we've got Doctor Persuasion in the studio with us today. By the way, make sure to click the link in the show notes. Grab the latest edition, the 21st Century Sales Bible. You're going to love this. The persuasion. Let's think about persuasion in the time that we have left. Where do sales professionals get it wrong when it comes to persuasion?
Maybe they some of them put too much pressure on the clients. We mentioned inspiration, not desperation. So if you try too hard, the clients get it, right? Because we need to maybe to switch the word, the sales, to offer. I offer you something. I offer something that I think it will be good for you. I offer you something only because I believe it can improve your life or career or results or something like that. So I need to sell till some point and then let you do the rest. Because if I try too hard, if I follow up again and again and again, and you don't want to talk to me, if I make a conversation with you and the conversation actually ended, but I still continue talking about the product, then I'm trying too hard. If I try too hard, then it's in some point you miss the client, and you miss not only the client for this deal, you miss the long-term relationship. So if you try to persuade people, you need them to take some responsibility of their life. You need to explain them about the product, to offer it, to hear their problems, to sell the problem before the solution. You're talking about their problems, their needs. Make them talk. By the way, most people, if they try to persuade someone, they talk all the time. Now, I like to talk, you like to talk, we talk all the time. But the key in sales is sometimes to listen to most of the conversation, to let the client talk. And if the client talks most of the conversation, they actually persuade themselves that they need the product, they need they need the service. So instead of talking all the time and thinking what the client wants, just direct him to the information you need. They will talk most of the time, and then you will explain about your product and about your service as the, let's say, the solution to the problem or the answer to the need, instead of trying too hard.
I like this. This is what's going on in my wacky head right now when I hear persuasion. Insert first word in front of this. It's mutual. It's mutual persuasion, because as a sales professional, I'm thinking about this very first meeting that you have with somebody, this very first conversation. If you connect with them really well and you relate with them really, really well, you both are persuading each other to take that next step, which is, tell me more. I want to go on this journey with you. So it's not just you persuading them. I picked up on what you just said. It's them persuading themselves as well.
Yeah. And if I persuade myself, then the subconscious level, it's like a puzzle. I add more pieces, and then for me as a client, I have the full picture. So again, you need it's like an elevator pitch. Elevator pitch it's 1 minute pitch, right? When you go to the elevator, or when you meet someone in a conference, they ask what you do. Now, the purpose of elevator pitch is not telling everything you can tell about yourself or the product or services or your company, right? It's making the other side interested and curious, that they will ask you, what do you mean? Or wow, can you elaborate or something like that? And then you talked for a minute, and then they gave you the permission to talk more. So instead of taking the stage and just control the conversation and talk as much as you can, just talk a little bit, make the client curious, and then they will talk more. They will tell you more information, and then all you need to do is gather the information and then use the information to explain to them why they need the product and service, if they actually need it. If not, you can also say to them, okay, it's not relevant for you. I think today people will be amazed if a salesperson tell them, okay, maybe it's not for you or something like that, and then they will just want to do more business with you. And if they are really not relevant, maybe they won't do the deal, but they will become great ambassadors for you, and they will bring you, they refer to you, some other clients will do the deal with you.
So good. Yaniv, we've got so many young listeners who are new to the profession of sales. They're starting their career. Maybe they've stepped into sales for the first time. What advice would you give based on what you're learning about the sales profession over the last couple of decades and where it is right now? What advice would you give to a younger person that's just stepping into this career?
Great question. So first of all, I think every expert is a student. So we learn all the time, all our life. So I'm 48 years old. I learn all the time, and I listen to podcasts all the time, and I read books all the time. So if I do it after 22 years of successful career, then obviously if someone is 20 years old, 25 years old, and they would like to excel in sales and to be the best version of himself or herself, then they need to learn all the time, to improve themselves all the time. Because like I said, the sales world is changing dramatically. We're now in the middle of the revolution of the AI revolution, so it actually affects sales. And we talked about the fact that we need to become an expert. So to become an expert, meaning you don't think that you know everything. I deliver workshops, sales workshop and sales presentation in companies. And usually when I come, there is a team of 20 people, for example, and then someone always tells me something like, okay, I've been to many workshops, maybe you can't tell me anything new or something like that. And immediately I know this is the guy that needs to improve the most out of all the team, because his approach or her approach is immediately is I know everything, don't teach me everything. So don't think that you know everything. Sometimes young people, they think that they know everything because they don't know life yet. So don't think you know everything. Listen to podcasts, your podcast obviously, and there are many great podcasts and great content about sales. And maybe find some role models, some role models that maybe you know them personally, or you find them online, that you say, okay, I would like to be like this guy or this woman. I love their approach, I love their vibe. So let's do a reverse engineering and see their path, their road. How did they become what they are today? And then you will follow their footsteps, obviously in your way, in your perspective, but follow their footsteps, and then you reach success. But all the time, learn and improve yourself. And every expert is first and foremost is a student.
Oh, I am so glad you brought up this whole concept of being a student. And if I look back and when I started my career in the late 80s, so I've just date stamped myself a little bit, is there wasn't the technology and there wasn't the availability of all of the information that people have readily available at their fingertips today. I'm going to look sales leaders and salespeople in the eyes just for a moment and just think about what we've just been speaking about over the last couple minutes. You have to be a student. There's no reason. There is so much information that, quite honestly, is almost free when it comes to podcasting and the articles and the things you can get on the internet to raise your game on a daily basis. Thank you for calling this out, being a student of your craft.
Yeah, and I will add, if you talk about young people that I mentioned before, that they had a tendency to hide behind the computer. So young people more than us, because we grew in an era there was no Facebook, no YouTube, no mailing list, we had fax machines, we had telephones, we had the direct meetings. Today we didn't have Zoom, etc. So today young people they are they have the tendency to talk by Zoom, not meet face to face, or to talk by phone, not meet, or to send someone on LinkedIn message or something like that, and instead of email or instead of phone call. So even in the digital era, and despite the digital era, people still prefer the communication, the basic human communication, and in this way, AI won't replace you. So if you are young people and you hear us now, despite the technology, you need to control the technology, yes, but technology can be your enemy and replacement, and they can be your friend. And if you will excel in sales, it will be your friend. So you need to learn and you need to improve your communication skills, especially if you're young people and you don't used to talk to people all the time.
So good. So good. Well, Yaniv, thank you so much for sharing time with us today. We're going to absolutely put the link to the 21st Century Sales Bible in the show notes. But I know our guests are thinking, hey, how do I get more Dr. Yaniv in my life?
So check my website, drpersuasion.com, drpersuasion.com, and also check Yaniv Zaid, YANIVZAID, in all the social media platforms, and also, like you mentioned, my book. And also I will provide my email, my personal email. It's yaniv@yanivzaid.com, YANIV@yanivzaid.com. So you can ask me any question you may have. I always get back to people and answer them. I love the communication with people. And I will be happy to provide value to all of the listeners.
Fantastic.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, Yaniv, thank you so much for sharing your time and your heart with us today. This has been amazing.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me.
Oh, it's ours as well.
Super conversation. So yeah, and I want to go back to desperation versus inspiration. And I think, I was reflecting on that so many times over the years. We were taught to find the pain. But I would say, yeah, okay. But also, let's sell the potential, and let's be inspirational in what we do, and not just be the one going in trying to twist the knife, And I think this is something that in today's environment, when we're inspirational, it stands out. It's a massive differentiator.
I'm so glad you just brought this up, and how we talked about inspiration throughout our whole conversation here today is people sense desperation. They really do. It oozes. It's in your body language, your eye movement, your tonality, how you deliver your message. There's not enough people talking about inspiration. And I'm glad you brought up this, finding the pain and all that. And I've been a big advocate. Yeah, you want to get to it to a certain point, but that's what every other salesperson's doing. Breathe life by helping these people cast vision about their business. That's inspiration.
I absolutely agree. No, love, and respect. So many great things in this conversation today. Grab Dr. Zaid's book. Speaking of inspiration, I'm inspired. Larry, we're inspired by this incredible community of sales professionals all over the world. It inspires us when you like the podcast, when you share it, when you leave a reference. It's helping us build this movement of authenticity and trust. So I want to say a huge thank you to all of our listeners who are helping us spread the word.
Yeah, we're grateful because this podcast doesn't happen without this community. So thank you all over the world for waving the flag. Selling from the heart matters in a world full of empty suits.
It sure does. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Until next time, keep being genuine, keep being authentic, keep building trust, be an inspiration, and most of all,
Sell from the heart.